Now question number 3 says circle all the structures that contain at least one sp2. Remember, sp2 must have a double bond. So all the structures that have sp2 carbon. So when you look here, there is no double bond, so no sp2. Here, that carbon will be sp2, same with that oxygen, sp2. So we circle that because we're only looking at carbon. So all these carbons here, sp3, all these carbons here, sp3. Here, this triple bond is going to be sp. So we see that only B satisfies that condition. Number 4, predict the direction as FW for forward or RS for reverse for the reactions with the following values. Now the first reaction has the equilibrium constant less than 1. Remember, the equilibrium constant equals to the concentration of the products divided by the concentration of the reactants. So if the value of the product and the reactant is the same, then KEQ will be equals to 1. If the product is 10 times more than the reactant, then the KEQ will be equals to 10. If the reactant is 10 times more than the product, then the KEQ will be equals to 1 over 10, which is 0.1. Now looking at this first one, the KEQ is less than 1, so that means the denominator here is much bigger, so you have more reactant, and therefore the reaction favors backward reaction, so that's going to be reverse reaction favored. Number 2, delta G is greater than 1. Now delta G is the change in Gibbs free energy. When the value of delta G is positive, we say that reaction is non-spontaneous. And therefore that reaction will require energy for it to move forward. If the value of delta G is negative, then we say that's a spontaneous reaction, and it will occur without the need of external energy to drive the reaction. So here we see that delta G is greater than 1. That means it's positive, and therefore that reaction is non-spontaneous, and it means that reverse reaction will be favored. The only way you'll favor the forward reaction there is to apply external energy. A better way to frame this question will be delta G not greater than 0 or less than 0, and then decide whether that reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Now delta G is change in Gibbs free energy, but when you add that naught, that 0 there, that naught, it means under standard conditions. So that's under standard temperature and pressure, which basically means 0 degrees C, which is actually 273.15 Kelvin, and the pressure will be 1 atmosphere.